Today we're going to be replacing the transmission cable on this Can-Am Defender. Let's get on into it. I'm not entirely sure how this video is going to come together, but we've already been working on this. And so far, this is where we're at. We have this center console all pulled up. I feel like this is what takes the majority of the time. There's 2 push pins back here. They're a pain. Now, we had to go get a crow's foot wrench, which is already down there. I did the 3/4, which is the biggest size they carry for the Pittsburgh set. I know, Pittsburgh, but you can't beat 16 bucks. I went 16 bucks versus 64 for the Icon, and I didn't even check anywhere else for the other ones, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Nothing wrong with Pittsburgh. What we have to do now is loosen the cable down there. There's a nut right up top, right here. And there's another one deeper down there. You can kind of see it all the way down there. That's why you need the big old extension in the crow's foot. But take those 2 off, and then we'll be able to then start loosening the transmission cable. We're gonna then move on, and you have to loosen. I'm not entirely sure, but I think there's retaining clips for the cable behind this. I know there are in the back, so I'll have to do the same thing in the back to pull up that tunnel so we can have access, and then there's another panel back here as well. After that, we'll go on to the back of the vehicle and loosen up the transmission cable, and hopefully it goes pretty smooth. I think the hardest part was pulling up these push pins, so fingers crossed the rest of this goes pretty smoothly. But we'll have to feed the cable back through, attach it to the old one, the new one attached to the old one. It says it's recommended to be a 2-person job, but there's only one of me. I guess you're right there, so 2-person job right here. Let's see how this goes. It's gonna be a little difficult for... Okay, so I already put the wrench on what I believe is the nut down there. I think that is now loose enough to get out of there. So now we're gonna take this top nut off, and then we'll see how loose it is to get it on out. Already broke this bolt free right here. Just gonna keep spinning it off. Alright. Okay, so it looks like that's loose right there. So we got that nut loosened on the transmission cable. It looks like now we can move on and start taking apart the tunnel on the passenger side. So let's start doing that. Boom. So looks like we got 1, 2. Let's go ahead. There's 1. There's 2. All right, so we figured some things out. First of all, this got to come on out. You need to make sure to flip your seat up and take this passenger compartment out in order to finally get to all of these. I was missing a couple, so I didn't have that one underneath the seat. I only had those ones up front. This will make it a lot easier to actually be able to take it out. So let's get our final push pin out of the way. Okay, I think I gotta take all these out actually before I can finally get it out. So let's go to the rear now. Here, but we are right there. Now we can come on out. Perfect. Got that one out. Let's go to the front and grab the front out. Oh, there we go. Got the front one out. Got the rear out. So we need to pop up this clip right here and this clip right here. Those are gonna be the ones that you guys, I don't know if you can see, but right here is the transmission cable. So I need to pop those up on both sides. Let's grab a flathead real quick. So we're gonna pop this open. Do you believe you just like, blank? Oh. This dude was complete and wrong. Well, I'm gonna get some gloves. 1 glove on. There we go. That wasn't that hard. You don't need a screwdriver. Boom. That's the one you wanted. So in this one too, same thing over here. You're gonna pull. Oh, I guess you just go like that actually. You just pull it down. It's interesting how they have it go underneath there. Do this up here. Hard to reach around, y'all. There we go. Let's get this one up here. Thank you. Pull up, yeah, there we go. And then, come in here a little closer. There is a pin right here. Pull this. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Now you got all the room to work up in here. Where the new cable is, oh sorry, the old cable is right here. Interesting. Oh my gosh, yeah, this music. Oh, no way. Okay, I just need to move this out of the way. What am I doing? Oh my gosh, okay. Hold on, I need to tie this thing up real quick. Boom, that's how you do it. Okay, well mine just came out, so I didn't even really loosen anything. This is where your transmission cable attaches. Let's see. So that's what we're dealing with. So I went ahead and put a paint mark or a Sharpie mark right there because I'm gonna take this off, so I wanna know where the spindles line up. I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and undo that, pull it on out, and then I'll pull the camera back up once I have the cable out. Okay, so I found out where the nut was that I needed to remove, and I also grinded off I don't know exactly what you would call it, but I'll show you. So right down here, remember I said you gotta take this off? That was not true. There's actually another bolt right there, and that is what goes to this. But it doesn't look like this. There's actually gonna be a bolt with a nut on this back side, and I grinded off this side so that way it could fall out. And what I'm gonna do is I will take the bolt for the new one and put it in there, zip tie it together really good, and then I'm gonna use that to thread the new one through. So I had to do a little bit of grinding. It took a little while. I threw the bolt away before I could show you guys, so I apologize for that. But it looks just like that one, but I grinded it off. Let's hope this goes pretty well. Okay, here's the new cable. Let's see if we can tell front from back. Let's go ahead and unwind this. Okay, so this is gonna be the rear. This is the front. And just to double check that, I'm gonna go check the front. I was right. Got my zip ties. So the front is gonna be the one we're gonna do. Wait, can I just put the nut on? All right, bro. Hold on, I went threw something away when I shouldn't have. Let's go like that. Hopefully you can see this, but you're gonna take the cable, and I believe that you're going to push. Okay, that's already not quite working. So I'm gonna go inside the cab actually really quick. Well, we're gonna go inside the cab real quick. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, so I got this slack pulled up. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go inside this other door, keep doing the same thing. You get the idea? Once the nut hits, there's like a little firewall hole on the back. Once it hits that, we're gonna see what happens. But you get the idea. I'm gonna quickly do this so I don't have to film it, but I'm just gonna keep doing that with the cable. Pull it up, pull the slack out on the inside, pull it up out of this tunnel, do the same thing until you hit the nut, and then we're both gonna have to see what happens. So go do that right now. I'm gonna do it right now. Be back. Okay, so I think on the first pull, might hit the nut. Let's go check the backside. We just got snagged slightly down here. So let's go ahead. Go like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go inside now, pull a little more. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'll leave you guys right here. You guys be my second pair of eyes, okay? Tell me what goes on. I'm gonna come in here and make sure it goes bright. Now I have no light, so good luck to both of us. Oh, found a light. Ooh. So let's make sure I'm not fucking nothing up back here. Oh yeah, we got the big dog. Look at this, holy moly. Okay, the only downside is it's not magnetic. All right, it's 7:30, and as you can tell by my sweaty, this has been hard, and I am currently stuck. I just cannot get the cable through a certain part. It's 7:30, I'm trying to be home. I'm gonna call it, I'll be back here tomorrow morning. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, it is the next morning, and thanks to our buddy Chase, we just got here in the shop, and he helped us figure out what we were hung up on last night. So I was yanking on this cable for so long. I was sweating inside this cab, as you saw in the last clip. And there was one thing I forgot to check. There's a Christmas tree zip tie to your cable. So I was able to slide the cable up until this was back right behind this firewall. So we'll be yanking your cable along right here. This is the Christmas tree zip tie. So don't forget to pull this up. I thought we were getting hung up on this somewhere, but we weren't. It was actually that. But you can yank that up. Chase was able to stick his hand right here down through and then feel where the cable was down there, pull up and pop that out. I think it's easier just to pull it up because if you try to cut it, it's gonna be a pain getting that thing out anyways. But I'm gonna continue to pull this cable through. I've made really good progress once we got that Christmas tree out. Well, I shouldn't say we, Chase. Once we got that out, we were able to pull it through quite a ways. So we went from being right about there to having that much. Dude, there we go. Ooh, that's exciting. It needs to be all the way on the ground. Before we get too much, let's go inside the cab. All right, so we have the cable down here. Oops. I seem to have gotten myself stuck. So it appears that there was another clip right there. There's a clip. It was getting slowly pushed backwards. I think this actually mounts down here. Sorry, down here on this. When it slides in, I think that's what that mounts. So I'm gonna cut that off. All right, so I just got back from lunch and I started working on the Canon again. I've been having some trouble figuring out how this cable routes. I've gotten pretty far. We have it all hooked up. We got the new cable right here hooked up to the transmission actuator. I don't know exactly what that's called, but that sounds right. I haven't tightened down these completely yet, but I just have them set right there because we can see how it shifts. We have all the slack pulled out up into the rear passenger, and then what I'm working on right now is getting the rest of this pulled from the passenger side. You can see this huge coil right here. All that slack through here and then back out again. Where we're into the issue is right here. So it gets a little tricky down in here with the new adjustment nuts. Getting them through that tunnel, you kind of got to reach your hand up in there, move around. It definitely is easier with two people. If you're by yourself, you're just gonna have to go back and forth and kind of fight it until you find a good spot, and then all of a sudden it comes through all at once. Where there wasn't any, at least I don't think there was in the video, it wasn't really talked about online that there was a second zip tie. So there's a second zip tie around your transmission cable and around, I think they're coolant hoses, where they're hoses. And what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to cut that zip tie because it's preventing the wider section of the throttle cable to come through. I've been struggling with this for a while, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you where this zip tie is gonna be at. So here is your driver's side wheel well. Got my flashlight right here. You're gonna come up, and then right about right here is gonna be a zip tie right on the inside. You're gonna cut that, and then that way your transmission cable can freely slide up. Next area you're gonna run into though, it's gonna be when it comes up through here. I'm not exactly sure how easy it is to get through the front grommet. There's like, it's not a firewall, but it's the front grommet. So that is the next challenge after we cut this. Just don't forget that after you get done installing transmission cable, to go back there and add another zip tie back in, because it's definitely something if you forget, it's gonna cause trouble later on. Maybe not, maybe it won't, but don't forget that. Good morning and welcome back to RLS. We are getting the Can-Am finally finished up today. It needs a little bit of a bath, as you can see. Got some dirt just kind of in there, so we're gonna go ahead and wash this thing up, get it all looking great so the customer can come and pick it all up. It's kind of been a little bit of a chunk since we last filmed. I think the last time I was filming, I haven't reviewed it yet, but I think what we were doing is I was pulling the cable through, and then from there I just kind of finished the job. So it ended up being a two-person job. You definitely need, sorry, got hung up on that. Definitely need two people to do that. Where this tunnel is in here, your best bet is to be laying on the ground right here with your arms. You can put one arm in on this side and put one arm in through here and kind of feed the cable, and then have someone else up through here and they can pull on it. It is, yeah, like I said, patience testing. So you definitely need a crow's foot as well. This is all buttoned up now, as you can tell. This is not too hard to get on and off. This is just kind of the right positioning, get it all nice and lined up. What you want to do before you button it all up to this point is you want to get in here and then make sure, like, turn on your machine and make sure your gear selector is lining up properly, like park, reverse, neutral, high, all that stuff. Make sure you can hear it shifting, and then when you put your shroud back on, make sure when you're in the position that it says is in, it's actually indicating that. We're gonna go ahead and get this cleaned on up, and then that'll be that. I'm sorry this was not a very entertaining one. It is quite a pain, and I just kind of wanted to get it done. It's supposed to take 3 hours. It took me, I would say, probably closer to 20 or 16. Definitely 2 full days, plus another maybe half day. And then today I'm cleaning it. So a little bit longer if it's your first time doing it. I had to go get a Christmas tree zip tie, and that was a little bit of a pain getting that back in as well. So when your dealer tells you it costs as much as it costs, that's why. Because yeah, it's quite a process to do it. So anyways, enough ranting. Gonna go ahead and get this thing cleaned on up. Man, that was a tight fit getting this thing out of the shop. Got some extra things in there, having to squeeze by. But now we got it on out here. Let's go ahead and start our wash. All right, the machine is looking all good now. Well, we still have some things to do, but all the dirt is gone. Cleaned up pretty nice. This black is gonna be a little tough, but yeah, as you can see, the dirt's gone, but there's still that residue. So we're gonna let it dry off a little bit. We'll get our rag, start drying it too, start wiping it down, and then pull it on inside and SC1 it down. Let this customer know it's ready to come and get picked up. So. Perfect, looks like this is all finished up now. We're gonna pull it inside so that way we can detail this interior. It's not quite up to par for what I would want leaving this shop, so let's get in and out of the sun. Vehicle's looking pretty good, but you know what the finishing touch is. We gotta SC1 this thing on up. So let's get going. And that's a wrap. The machine is looking amazing. I'm gonna flip you guys around so you get a little peek. But we're all slicked out, cleaned up, detail on the inside. Glass is clean. This thing's ready to go home. So everyone saw how it looked before. Starting off with these wheels, we just did a nice little slick out, and these hostile wheels came looking amazing. Silver started popping again. Got all of our suspension working here, all looking amazing. Headlights all shined up. Look at that. Ooh, nice and shiny. And then, of course, had to get the glass looking amazing because you got to be able to see. Doors all nicely detailed. Floors look amazing in here. Seats looking fantastic. Don't do any slick out on those because you don't want them feeling bad. Pop this open. Looking good in here as well. That dash. So that's going to be a wrap on this machine. Another successful job here in the shop, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.